Hello again, and welcome to the second part of our presentation. This portion will involve the requirements for high school graduation requirement and some information on diploma. I'm Assistant Principal Mark Rose, and I'm here with Mrs. Marie Porter, our grade counselor, and we're both here just to present continued information on what you'll need for your transition to high school. The first part we're going to look at is diploma and what is required to meet the expectation for you to earn your high school diploma. Diploma requirements, students are expected to earn 100 credits minimum. Within that 100 credits, you'll need to complete some core courses as well as some option requirements or the complementary courses. We'll start off with the maximum of 15 credits, or minimum, sorry, of 15 credits can be earned through English. 5 credits for each course that you take starting in grade 10. That could be through the -1 stream or the -2 stream. The same thing applies for social studies. There is 15 credits, again, minimum, that you will accumulate over the 3 years of your high school, starting with grade 10, 11, and 12. Math, if you notice, you'll only need 10 credits in, and that is a total of 2 courses that you'll need to take, a 10-3, a 10C, a 10CT, or a 20-1, 20-2, or 20-3 to meet those requirements for high school. If you're going to pursue something later on in post-secondary, at the post-secondary level that requires math, it's important that you take a 30 level math. That might include some math 30-1, 30-2. We do offer a 30-3, but again, only if you're continuing in the area of the trades, the 30-3 will be applicable. Science is also 10 credits required. Again, that stream could involve Science 10 or Science 14. At the 20 level, it's Science 24, or Science could branch out at the 20 level to Science 20, Biology 20, Chemistry 20, or Physics 20. If you continue doing science at the 20 level, for example, Science 20, and you wish to pursue the 30 level, after your 10 credits, you can pursue Science 30, Chemistry 30, Biology 30, or Physics 30. Physical education, you need a minimum of 3 credits that can be earned at the 10 level. Comm and life management is also a requirement. That is a total of 3 credits. CTS and fine arts or a second language, is at 20 or 30. Those are your complementary courses after the required credits that you'll earn in grade 10. Those can be scheduled in anytime after your grade 10 schedule is built and fit into your grade 11 or grade 12 schedule. 10 credits must be accumulated at that level. 2 other grade 12 courses need to add up to 10 credits. For example, work experience 35, a language at the 30 level, a fine arts at the 30 level, CTS at the 30 level, or other academic courses that are available in school or through module work. An additional 24 credits can be accumulated. So again, that brings us to a total of 100 credits. High School Certificate of Achievement, if you are in the K&E stream, it requires 80 credits, includes the following: English Language Arts at the 20-2 or 30-4 level, Mathematics at the 10-3 or 20-4 level, Social Studies 10-2 or a 20-4. Physical Education will be the same as the regular diploma program, 3 credits at the 10 level, Comm 3 credits, and 5 credits at the following 30 level credits, which includes Knowledge and Employability, which is an occupational course, a 30 level Career Technology Studies course, 30 level Locally Developed course through authorized course selection, and occupational focus. And there's an additional 5 credits in the following: a 30-level knowledge and employability workplace practicum course, which is usually scheduled for your grade 11 year, or a 30-level work experience course, or a 30-level green certificate course, or special projects at the 30 level. 5 credits through the registered apprenticeship program also can contribute to the 80 credits you'll earn through the Certificate of Achievement, or K&E program. Before we start different streams that leads to different places, Mrs. Porter will describe all that you'll need and the direction that you'll take if you're streaming according to the course that you select.
So on this screen, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of different numbers for all of these different courses. And if you didn't go to school in Alberta, or it's been a long time since you were in high school, don't be confused by this. It's just, there's going to be courses meant for where it is that you're going to be successful. And obviously we want to see you be successful at the courses that you take in high school, so that, as Mr. Rose said, that you can graduate in 3 years' time and go on and do what it is that you want to do after high school. So here you see in English and Social Studies, there are 2 streams. The numbers on the courses are -1 or -2. The 10, 20, 30, those line up with grade 10. The 20s are for grade 11, and the 30s are for grade 12. For mathematics, the numbers system is a little bit different, and we will see this on future screens, but it includes the 10C, -1, -2, and -3. And then science, again, for grade 10, looks a little bit different. Science 10 or Science 14 is what you get to choose from. We'll go into this further on the next ones. And then the K&E program, if you see a -4, that's related to the K&E program. The first core course that we're going to talk about is English, and there's a whole bunch of different courses here. This is for grade 10, 11, and 12. You'll see a whole bunch of different arrows, so don't get confused by that. What I'd like you to focus on is over on the left-hand side, your son or daughter, or you are currently in grade 9 English. In junior high, you call it language arts. In high school, we call it English, but it's really the same course. You're studying literature, you're reading, you're writing, things like that. So based on your teacher recommendation, that's what the TR stands for in there. So based on the teacher recommendation coming out of grade 9, the grade 9 teacher is going to recommend your son or daughter for either English 10-1, English 10-2, English 10-2 prep, and I will explain that, or an English 10-4. The -1 stream is really intended for students that are wanting to go to university beyond high school. The English 30-1, that's your grade 12 English course that's required for academic programs at a university level. The regular stream gives you your high school diploma, will allow you to go to some college programs. Majority of programs at institutions like NAIT would be the -2 stream. And you can see that that carries on through high school so that you can get your 15 credits required in high school English in order to graduate. The English 10-2 prep is a course where students, maybe they're not quite ready to go into the -2 stream yet, but they will be taking a regular English program in high school. So they do a full year of English to kind of get them prepared for English 10-2 in first semester, and then they carry on and do English 10-2 in second semester. That student would receive 10 credits from English rather than the regular 5. All 10 credits goes towards their high school diploma, and that 100 credits that Mr. Rose talked about requiring. If a student is recommended to go into the K&E program, they would take the English 10-4, and you can see where that carries on through high school. You will see lots of different arrows going in lots of different directions, and I'm not going to talk about grade 11 and grade 12 now, grade 12 at this time. But do know that if you get into one particular stream and decide that you should maybe be in another stream, either the -1 or the -2 or the -4, the changes can be made as we progress through high school. And we can certainly talk about that in more detail if required. Okay, the next slide is about social studies. Social studies and English are very similar in terms of the way they're organized. So again, you'll see over on the left-hand side, your son or daughter is currently in grade 9 social studies. Based on teacher recommendation, they are either going to go into a social studies 10-1, a social studies 10-2, or a social studies 10-4. And again, those carry on through high school to the 20 level, and then in grade 12 to the 30 level. Again, transitions can be made from either the -1 or to the -2 stream, or vice versa, depending on kind of the sequence of course that students want to take. Just a reminder, a student does need to get a Social Studies 30 in order to get an Alberta high school diploma. The next screen, you saw hints of it. Here's the science screen. So in order to graduate, a student needs 10 credits in science in order to graduate. Again, go over to the left-hand side. Your son or daughter is in grade 9 science right now. Based on the teacher recommendation, they will either be going into a science 10, a science 14, or a science 10-4. So that's the grade 10 level. So there's not a lot of choices for the grade 10 students in science. Where the students open up their choices is in grade 11. So you can see, based on if a student does science 10, they get to choose in grade 11 to do one or more of biology 20, chemistry 20, physics 20, or science 20. And lots of students will kind of pick a combination based on what they're interested in and maybe what they want to do after high school. And then again, in grade 12, you can see all those choices exist again for grade 12. If a student does science 1424, that's a regular stream of science, allows them to graduate from high school with a science 24, but does not carry on and do a science at the 30 level. So if getting a 30 level science is important, you want to make sure that you get into the science 10 stream and go from there. Sometimes students will do a science 1424, make sure that they hit their high school graduation requirements. And then if they decide, oh, gee, maybe I do want more science, they do have to go back and take that science 10 before proceeding. Okay, so that's the science stream. A reminder that a student needs 10 credits in science in order to graduate. So even though there's lots of courses on that screen, you only need 2 courses in order to get your 10 level, or it's a 20 level requirement, your 10 credits required in order to graduate. Next up is mathematics. Coming out of grade 9 math, there are a few choices here. You see all the arrows streaming in and out here. So coming out of grade 9 math, based on a teacher recommendation, a teacher will recommend either a Math 10C, a Math 10 CT, a Math 10-3, or the K&E Math 10-4. Okay, so 4 choices coming into grade 10 math out of grade 9. Differences between the streams, this is a lot of numbers in a lot of different directions. For students that take Math 10C, that's a Math 10 combined. And what's combined are the -1 and the -2 streams. So we have that big umbrella for grade 10, and then it breaks off in grade 11. The -1 stream, if I can be very general, it is intended for students that are planning on a post-secondary program with a math science base. So for students going into a Bachelor of Science, anything medical related, engineering would require the -1 math. The -2 math 20-2, 30-2, is also an academic math course intended for students that are planning on going into university, but with not as much of a math science focus. So intended for students going into education, a Bachelor of Arts, nursing programs. There's lots of availability of what you can do with a 30-2 at the university level, but again, just not as math science based. If I can go back to the left, you'll see that that's the Math 10C. Below that is Math 10CT. Okay, that is a combined program where you do Math 10-3 in first semester to get your skills up and ensure that you're going to be competent and confident and successful in Math 10C. And then in second semester, go on and do the Math 10C. You would also get 10 credits in math instead of the regular 5. All 10 credits counts towards your high school diploma. So it kind of starts where it is that you need to start to be successful, and then carries on to do the Math 10Cs so that the -1 and -2 options are available to you in grade 11. Typically, students that do Math 10 CT would typically go on and do a Math 20-2 in their grade 11 year. But again, that's based on teacher recommendation after they've completed their grade 10 math. Math 10-3, that stream of math opens up doors in terms of the world of work. The majority of trades occupations look favorably upon a Math 30-3 at the grade 12 level. So that math stream is available for those students. Again, if a student starts off in the 10-3 and then decides they want to go on to a 10C, that is a possibility after their grade 10 year. A reminder for math that in order to graduate, you need 10 credits in math in order to graduate. So a 20 level math would be the requirement in order to graduate. Whether students go on and do a 30 level math, that's really up to them and based on what it is that they want to do after high school. The Math 10-4-24, that ensures a student can get their K&E certificate of completion. So that one is there as well. So that's the math. That was kind of a big complex chart. Hopefully that makes sense. One last slide in this presentation about the core courses. So if a student is coming from École Meridian Heights or École Broxton Park and they've been in a junior high French immersion program, there are 2 streams that they continue to study their French in. They take the French language arts, either at the -1 or the -2 level, very similar to what the English studies charts were, just again, based on their grade 9 teacher recommendation determines what course that they would go on to. And you can see it continuing through high school at the grade 11 and grade 12 level as well. And the second course at the bottom of this is the Études Sociales, in either the -1 or the -2 stream. And again, it carries on through high school so that they can carry that program through and graduate with their French immersion diploma from Spruce Grove Composite High School. So I think that concludes the presentation about the core classes. The next presentation is probably the one most students are interested in, and that starts in on the courses, the complementary courses that is going to make your high school program exciting and new for you. So thank you very much for joining us on this presentation and hope to see you back on the next presentation.